I'm going to show you the exact framework that I use to answer the interview question, tell me about yourself, so you can feel confident and ready to land your next job. I'm a recruiter and I have interviewed over 10,000 people in my career, and one of the most important interview questions is tell me about yourself. It almost always comes up and it sets the tone for the rest of the interview. What I'm going to talk about in this video comes from a book called Cracking the PM Interview. I highly recommend this book for anybody looking to prepare for their next interview, specifically for the behavioral interview portion. Product managers need to have excellent communication and presentation skills, and there are 2 chapters in this book that articulate how to prepare for a behavioral interview exceptionally well. I will include a link to the book in the description in case anybody wants to check it out. Before jumping into answering the question, tell me about yourself, we need to understand the 2 things that a behavioral interview measures: your content and your communication. Your content are the stories that demonstrate your experience, accomplishments, and provide a complete picture of your professional background. What is good content? It covers relevant experience for the role you're interviewing for. It covers relevant skills and attributes that match the job you're interviewing for. For example, for a sales job, you need to clearly demonstrate you have the persuasion skills. Or for a data analyst job, your story should showcase statistical analysis skills. It focuses on impact. What are your accomplishments? There needs to be a wow factor that differentiates you from other applicants. The scope and scale of the accomplishments need to match the role. The second piece is communication. The communication piece is about how well structured you deliver an answer. It's important that if your stories are not strong, you focus on delivering structured answers to nail the communication piece. Interviewers want to see if you can deliver a clear, concise, and well-structured answer. And the best way to do this is by structuring your response. So I want to cover 2 ways to add structure to your answers. The first is the nugget first approach. In this structure, you lead with your thesis or nugget first. For example, if you're asked about a challenging interaction with a coworker, you might say something like, "Let me tell you about a time a teammate objected to the product's new direction. So what happened was," this structure helps focus your interviewer and you on what you're about to say. The second approach is situation, action, result, SAR. In this structure, you clearly outline what the situation was, what action you took, and what the result was. Always careful not to give too many extraneous details. Your interviewer probably only needs to know the details of the situation that actually relate to the action and result. Lastly, another way to structure your answer and keep it concise is by speaking in bullet points. Your interviewer will have a much easier time dissecting the information. Pro tip: you can combine the nugget first approach with the SAR approach. Many people wing the behavioral interview questions, but the reality is that in order to deliver a compelling answer, you need to be prepared. As a matter of fact, you should create a list of stories that cover successes, challenges, conflicts, and mistakes, and have prepared answers for the most common behavioral interview questions like tell me about yourself, so you can get the offer you're looking for. Now let's jump into how to answer tell me about yourself. The main reason this question tends to throw people off is because it's open-ended, so you could take the conversation in many directions. You could talk about your passion hobby like kite surfing, or your thriving side hustle selling neon lights on Amazon, or even worse, you ramble for 15 to 20 minutes detailing every single part of your professional experience. So I want to start off by listing some tips. Keep your answer concise, no longer than 2 to 3 minutes. Structure your answer highlighting the most interesting or relevant parts of your job and focus on impact. Sell yourself and keep it professional. First part of the question is picking your content. Your story should cover your experience, background, and accomplishments that match the role and what the interviewer is looking for. When picking your content, your story should include this: experience that matches the role, good story structure, beginning, middle, and end, show a good snapshot of your experience, highlight relevant accomplishments, a wow factor, provide a success story from your past experience. Secondly, you need to structure your answer. In order to tell a well-rounded story about your background and experience, you should use the present, past, and future formula. The present includes responsibilities and highlights accomplishments. The past includes previous experience that is relevant to the role and previous accomplishments, as well as passion. And the future includes why you're interested in the role and why you're a good fit. You don't always have to start with the present, past, and future. As a matter of fact, I like to start with the past first and then progress to the present and then finish with the future. I like this way better because I can begin with my origin story and show the natural progression that led to where I am now. This is how I would answer the question, tell me about yourself. Javier, tell me about yourself. Sure, I'd love to. After graduating from college with a marketing degree, I joined a recruiting and staffing agency called Aerotech as a recruiter. I recruited for 2 divisions, professional and engineering services, which allowed me to recruit for a diverse set of roles such as administrative assistants, call center representatives, project managers, and even civil engineers. But more importantly, it taught me the right framework to properly recruit for any role. Early on in my career with Aerotech, I realized that I have a passion for technology and how it can impact people's lives. And I got the opportunity to join an augmented reality startup called Magic Leap as a technical recruiter. I supported recruiting efforts for a team of principal software architects, QA testers, and performance engineers. I performed external market research in order to gain a domain expertise in the augmented reality industry and translated that into a robust sourcing strategy targeting the top companies in similar industries. Additionally, I A/B tested various reach outs that improved my messaging strategy and drove up response rates. One of my key accomplishments was hiring a principal software architect who was previously awarded an Academy Award for his work with the 3D computer graphics software Maya, for a role that was open for over a year. I'm currently a technical sourcer for Uber's Emerging Technologies Group, and I recruit for Uber Freight and Uber's self-driving division. I focus on recruiting back-end software engineers with experience building out distributed and scalable systems. I was pivotal in building out Uber Freight's new software engineering team in Chicago. Additionally, I recruited product managers for Uber Freight. And this brings me to why I'm interested in this role. I want to be part of an early stage company with a vision I resonate with and where I can help recruit the engineering and product teams from the ground up. I think my experience hiring some of the best technical talent in the world makes me a good match for this opportunity.